couple weeks ago, I asked all of you what your burning questions were for me, a social media manager slash business owner in the California Bay Area. Hi, I'm Tim. I'm the founder of Social Ground, and we've worked with some of the biggest brands in the Bay Area, and these are the top 10 questions I got from you. Question number 1. Do I really need social media for my business, or is it optional? I have built this entire company on getting nonprofits and small businesses on social media running ads because it is essential, and I will die on this hill. I will die on the hill that this is essential. Why is this essential? Well, I've said this before and I'll say it again. Long back in the day, the way you got your news was from newspaper. They invented the printing press. You got your newspaper in the mail, and that's how you found out about your news. And then they invented a radio, revolutionary at the time. And then there's a president who would update the country during times of crisis through these things called fireside chats. And fireside chats updated the country on exactly what was going on. This was huge. This was revolutionary. This was a big deal. And then after that came the TV, and then shortly after the color TV. And TVs revolutionized how we consume media. We are no longer just audio only, we were watching. And now, bringing you to the 2000s, there's this thing called social media. And as social media has evolved and more companies and politicians and leaders have gotten on it, it is the first mass mode of communication that is actually two-way. So politicians, business owners, companies, whoever can post and your customers can reply back to you and you can have a dialogue. This is revolutionary. This is the new Times Square. This is the new thing that everyone needs to adopt. So, is it essential? Yes, it's essential. It is where your customers are. It is where your donors are, where your attendees are. It is where your people are that you need to reach. And not only that, posting organic is free. Like, yeah, you may hire a manager, but like posting organically is free. And paid ads, the ROI on meta ads versus like a billboard is just astronomically different. There is almost no reason to get billboards anymore. So, to answer your question, yes, it is essential. Question number 2, what platform should my business actually be on? This is a good question because the answer is different for everyone. The answer is basically, it depends. What type of business you are, what type of service you offer, what type of nonprofit you are. Like, it depends on what you're doing. But basically, the first thing to identify before you address what platforms you should be on is who is your target audience. So, we broke this down in previous videos, but every social media platform has its own target audience that uses it. Instagram is kind of the general medium. Everyone's on Instagram. 16-year-olds through 65-year-olds are all on Instagram. Facebook tends to be a little bit older. YouTube is for the people who like to watch long or short form content. TikTok tends to be younger, but you get some of the millennials on there too. Pinterest is kind of a wild card, you never know who's on there. LinkedIn is for professionals typically in their 30s. As you identify your key audience, you can identify what platforms you need to be on. If your key audience is millennials, focus on Facebook and Instagram. If your key audience is Gen Z or younger, focus on TikTok, a little bit of Instagram, a little bit of YouTube Shorts. So the answer to this question is, it depends on where your audience is. That's where you go. Question number 3, how often do I really need to post? This is an interesting question because there's multiple answers. Okay, so you should really post as much as you can, but at the proper times and the proper frequency. You should not be posting 7 times a day, every single day, 7 days a week. You just should not do that. No one will see your posts. But there have been some studies done through TikTok saying if you just overpost to TikTok, even if the quality is not great, that's how you get followers and it treats the algorithm well and all this. And so this answer might change, but the general rule of thumb is you should post 3 to 5 times per week. Typically through the Monday through Friday. Weekends tend to be a dead zone unless you're a business that needs to advertise on the weekends, that, you know, hours that you're opening. If you're a pop-up store, you should be posting as soon as as much as you can around your pop-up dates, things like that. But typically Monday, Wednesday, Friday, great times to post. Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, great times to post. Try to avoid posting on Sundays. It typically is a dead zone for ROI, but your results might vary, your audience might be online on Sundays. So the answer to this question is it depends, but try to stay around 3 to 5 times a week. That is a good, happy baseline. Question number 4, why am I posting but not getting leads or sales? Okay, this is an important question, but it's a lot. There's a lot to dive into here. There could be a lot of different reasons on why you're not getting results after posting. So for one, you're not gonna get results right away. If this is your first week actively, consistently posting to Instagram, don't expect results for a couple months, honestly. Nothing on earth is excellent overnight. Nothing, it's just really not. The only way to be excellent overnight is if you're just a millionaire who can dump millions of dollars into it, and even then, social media doesn't work that way. Let's break down the main reason why people post or run ads and they don't get any results. 1, your post could suck. Honestly, let's just not sugarcoat it. Your posts might be bad, they might be inauthentic, you might have AI creating everything. Your post just might suck, and that's not gonna attract anyone. If someone sees a bad post from you, that's most likely their first impression of you, and it might just completely turn them off. If they're just like, ooh, my first impression of this nonprofit or this church or this business was a bad post, I now have like a sour taste about this brand in my mind because of a bad post. And this is why I say quality posts are essential. If you're a business, you should be posting authentic quality content. If you're a nonprofit, you should be posting authentic quality stories. If you're a church and you're doing sermon reels, do not use Opus Clip. Opus Clip is a killer for first impressions on churches. Like, get a real person to be like, no shame on that AI service, but it is not good for churches. So another reason is if you're running ads and you're not getting leads, your ad might be set up wrong. So when it comes to meta ads, targeting is essential. You need to be as specific as you can when it comes to targeting, because there's this little phrase, marketing to everyone is marketing to no one. So if you're not specific with your messaging and you're not specific with your targeting, then you might actually just be losing out on hitting the right people. So you'll get no results because you're not targeting the right people. Every brand has a target audience. I cannot think of a single brand that is for everyone. Like, I'm a church guy, I'm religious, and the church is for everyone, but there's a reason why there's so many different churches. It's because every church speaks to a different type of person. There's tons of denominations in the church. Every nonprofit is different, and that's because everyone has a different cause that they care about. Some people care about homelessness, some people care about feeding the hungry, some people care about media for other nonprofits. Like, everyone has like a different thing that they care about, and so every organization has their specific audience, and if you're not reaching that audience with your messaging and your targeting, you're never going to actually see results. And the next reason why is you just could be really not consistent with your social media. Consistency is everything when it comes to social media. If your version of posting and not seeing results is once a month you get on and you post like a graphic or you post like a few photos or something, you're never gonna get results that way. So the answer to this question could be summed up like this. You might not be posting quality content, you might not be posting consistently enough, or your targeting might be terrible. Question number 5. Should I run ads or focus on organic content first? Ooh, I love this question. Okay, so I actually give this advice to people all the time, and the answer is, it's not a trick question. Organic first. Start with organic content, and I'll explain why. Anytime you run ads without posting to social media, or your social media is bad, or you haven't posted in a long time, people do this thing called social proofing. Now, not everyone does this, but enough people do it to where it is a thing. What they do is they see your ad, and before they interact, before they submit a lead, before they do anything like that, they check your social media to see if it's a spam ad, which happens all the time, or to see if this is legit. So what they'll do is they'll check your social media and they'll see, like, what is this person all about? And they'll start scrolling and they'll start scrolling. And if all you have is like 2 posts or 1 post or not even any post, or your last post was years ago, they're actually gonna subconsciously think that this ad is a scam, and they won't interact with you. So I always recommend posting organically for 2 to 3 months of consistent quality content before you start running ads. That way when people social proof you when they see your ads, you have quality content, you're authentic, and you're active on social media, and they're more likely to trust your ad and you are more likely to see results. So the answer to this question is start with organic, then move to ads. Question number 6. What kind of content actually works right now? This is a hard one because depending on when you watch this video, the answer is going to be different. So there are always trends that are coming and going. And in the TikTok age, trends could last a day, a week, a month. My daughter just showed me a video where the person, he pulled this junk label, like saying, "We buy junk cars."
We buy junk. Oh man, what's wrong with my car? Oh man, what's wrong with my car? Man, what's wrong with my car?
What's wrong with my car? It's hilarious, but that trend is not going to be around for more than a month, I can guarantee you. There's a thing, I actually called it in a previous video, but there's this trend on Instagram where you're posting these super horizontal content, and I said this trend, I hope this is gone within a month. In fact, my prediction is that this trend is gone within a month, and that trend vanished. It is gone. I have not seen it since. So I called it, but yes, trends change, but principles stay the same. Be clear with your storytelling. Be convicting with your storytelling. People like being hit in the emotions. People buy typically with emotions, or they serve typically with the emotions. And so get your storytelling on point. Education, that is a huge one. People love to be educated. Micro education is a huge thing. People scrolling on TikTok, on Instagram, they'll pause when they want to learn something. This is something that has been growing in popularity, so I always recommend educational content. And speak with your own personality with authority. If you run an organization, you are probably the expert in whatever subject that you dabble in. And so I would say post with your authentic authority, record videos like this just in your office, and speak with authority. You know what you're talking about, and the viewer wants to know that you have confidence that you know what you're talking about. So to answer this question, trends are always changing. Stay up to date with what's going on, or hire a social media manager who can stay up to date, but principles always stay the same. Storytelling, authenticity, education, your own personality. Question number 7, how long does it take to see real results from social media? I kind of touched on this earlier. Everyone wants these fast overnight results. I can tell you, we've worked with tons of clients who just say like, hey, how quickly am I gonna see an ROI with this? And I could ask you something. How quickly are you gonna see bulging muscles when you start going to the gym? Like, are you gonna go to the gym for a month and all of a sudden you're gonna be ripped? Well, no, because if that were the case, I would be ripped not having a dad bod right now from having 2 kids. That's not the case. Anything that is quality and that works takes time. So, what does this mean? How long can you actually get results? Well, you can probably expect to start building your audience within 3 months. And I know that seems like a lot, but that's like an authentic audience. Now, you can supercharge your speed of, your on-ramp to getting an audience if you post, 2 to 3 months of organic quality content consistently, and then start running ads on top of posting quality content, and then mix videos into the bunch, stay on top of trends. This is why hiring a social media company like Social Ground is actually your best friend, because it'll take care of all of that for you. We have awesome accelerator programs to get you the fastest results as soon as humanly possible. But, nothing comes overnight. And so if you're gonna start posting on social or hire a social media manager and expect instant, ROI, instant sales, $100,000 months right off the bat, you're probably in for a bad time, because it's not gonna happen. And there are flukes, don't get me wrong. There are people who run ads in the first month and they close $100,000 in sales. It does happen. And so, if you are really that determined to get results overnight, try it. If you have the money to spend, try putting it in ads, posting on social media and all that. It could work, but I just wouldn't count on it. So to answer your question, social media and marketing is more like planting seeds that will one day grow into something vibrant and fruit producing, and it's less like flipping a light switch. But the thing I always say is the best time to plant a tree was 30 years ago, and the second best time is right now. So if you're wondering, just start. Start, because the sooner you start, the sooner you will see results. Question number 8, Why does my competitor seem to be winning on social media, but I'm not? So comparison will always kill confidence. And when you start comparing yourself to your competitor instead of yourself, it might always seem like you're losing. The best thing to do is to compare yourself to who you were a year ago, not who's been doing it for years or who's had a ton of money to invest in it or who's just has a great personality and they're just killing it on social. Like, it's best to not compare yourself to that. I'm gonna share a story. Most of you who watch this channel, you know of Stephanie. She often will post to her personal page and she does crocheting. She's killing it, she's awesome. Go follow her page, it's so awesome. But her views and everything, it rose so much faster than this channel. Different niche, different personality, and it just worked for her. And like, I could compare myself to her and be like, wow, I'm really messing up. But when I compare myself to who I was a year ago and say like, look, we've had these customers come from social media. We've made this amount of money from our ads. We have this ROI. It paints this whole thing in a different picture. And so when we compare ourselves to who we were and like the results that we're getting now, it's way better than comparing ourselves. You know, your neighbor, if they're doing something that's winning, don't compare yourself. Just see what they're doing that works. Maybe try it for yourself. Like, it might work for you too. I can't even tell you the thumbnails that we designed for this company, like everyone uses these thumbnails because it works. So instead of me comparing my channel to someone else's who uses like winning thumbnails, I can just use the thumbnails that they're using and see if it works, and it works well. So to sum this up, I would say comparison kills confidence. Don't do it. Instead, focus on posting quality content consistently and compare yourself to who you were a year ago. Compare your followers, your likes, your engagement, your sales. Compare you to you 12 months before. Question number 9. Should I hire a social media manager or keep doing it myself? Okay, so there's a simple formula that I use to see if you should hire a social media manager or do it yourself. So your average small business, your CEO, executive director, your leader, your founder, whoever it is, you should value your time at around $250 per hour. Seems like a lot. It's a good average. Some people who have high volume sales and they need to make critical decisions, that number might be higher. Some people who are just starting out, that number might be lower. That's a good average. So when you think about that, think about how much time you're spending on your social media. Think of the opportunity cost. If you were to spend that time doing something else, could you make more money than what you would spend on a social media manager? That is the best way to determine if you should hire someone or not. Because I've said this already, social media is essential. You need to have it. But is it really worth your time as the business leader to do the social media yourself? I'll give you an example. We work with someone right now who they were managing the social media themselves as like the CEO of the organization. And this is an organization that has like a $3 million budget per year. Their days were packed of consistent meetings, decision making, things like the decisions they make have real weight and can affect hundreds of thousands of dollars within the organization. And they were the ones who were being a perfectionist and trying to get the perfect social media. They're a nonprofit. They hired us at our nonprofit rate of $1,500 per month. And let me tell you, it freed them up to just do so much more with their day. So if you're to take that $250 an hour and probably even raise it, they were spending like $10,000 plus per month on social media if you were to take in their hourly wage. That is wild. You should not do that. So when they hired us, they were able to focus their efforts on other things that were actually producing more fruit for the company, and they got way better results. They had way better streamlined operations there, and it was all because they just offloaded this one thing to us. We handled it for them, and they were able to benefit their business from it. So it kind of depends. If you're starting out, if you're a brand new startup, you don't have any customers yet, you should probably do your own social media because that's not where your money should be going. But if you're a few years in and you're making money and you're busy and you need to focus on client retention, client acquisition, yeah, it might be time to hire out your social media. Last but not least, question number 10. What does a social media manager actually do behind the scenes? I love this, and I think I want to actually start like vlogging more because it's really not what it seems. As a social media manager, the job seems like so much fun, but in reality, I mean, it's still fun. I love what I do, but it is not all fun and games. It's a lot of being on Canva, on Photoshop for hours trying to get those stupid little lines to align. It's editing videos and like going through like hours of footage to try to find good content for a 30-second clip, which is so much harder than it sounds like. It's managing invoices and payments and all this stuff and tracking people down who take 3 months to pay their invoice. There's so much things behind the scenes. And honestly, I think the most exhausting part is keeping up with social media trends, because trends just change all the time. And luckily I have kids, and so I start learning about these Gen Z trends and all that. I start learning what to say, what not to say and all that, and it helps out. But it's not all fun and games. There's a lot of administrative back end that goes into it. There's a lot of just, honestly, like being on social media helps me be a better social media manager, because I know what's trending, what works, what's cheesy, what's not, all of that. Typically, what I do is I'll wake up in the morning, I'll make coffee, and I'll immediately go to emails. I'll go to emails and I'll start answering. I try to empty my inbox from all the emails that showed up that morning or last night. And then I'll start preparing my to-do list for the day. It's like all the different pieces of content I need to make, all the different meetings I need to schedule, all of the different points of action I need to address. So I'll lay everything out, and I'll do all that from home. And then after that, I'll head over to the office. This is, our San Jose location here. We have Milpitas, we have San Jose, and I will start just knocking out all the tasks, and I'll do it around meetings that I have. I try to keep all of my meetings to Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Thursday, I try to schedule no meetings at all, so it could be just a work day. I can catch up on anything I need to do. Same with Friday, but Friday I try to work from home. It's a fun job, but it's not, messing around with the camera, going and shooting funny videos and all that. It's a lot of back end work. We run ads for people, and we need to show a measurable ROI, and so it's a lot of running reports, capturing analytics. There's a lot that goes to it. It may surprise you how much work actually goes into like managing quality social media accounts. That's the top 10 questions. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. And if you learned something, especially if you're gonna apply it to your business, give us a follow. We've actually been getting some traction on YouTube recently, which has been awesome, and I wanna keep doing this. So give me a follow, and comment below if you have any other questions that you would like me to address. Catch you guys in the next one.